He had it so hard he turned it.
All right, we're live here and start the countdown. Snap, boys! What is going on?
Wait a second. Where's Blaine at?
It looks like he knocked his camera over. What? Oh, snap! Oh,
Blaine, looking all snappy
today. Boys, did it start yet?
Yes,
we're good. We're starting.
I just had to grab some stuff out of the hamper. Do I look all right?
You look amazing.
You look beautiful, dude.
Hey, he's not on screen yet. Yes.
Today's day. So my Facebook privacy setting is acting up, so I'm trying to get it to go live here. 1 second, okay?
Blaine, make sure yours is all right.
Yeah, make sure everybody's is going good here. I know you just got here.
You're live, and jeez.
Yeah, I just now got it to go. It was taking forever, scaring me there for a minute.
At least all of our YouTube friends are in here.
I'm in here now. I'm live now, baby.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Hold on. Keep her coming.
What's up, Adam?
What's up, Ray? On Zoom.
I really don't know what my Facebook is doing, but it is not being cool today. Now is not the time.
Canada in the house?
Canada's in the house.
Blaine looks like he's ready for court.
That's what I just said. Adam, do you know how epic tonight is? You think I just want to wear some schleppy little shirt?
Okay, so somebody just said we're finally live. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit.
Dude,
shirts I want to bang. Get it, and I want to bang. Get it, and everything.
Everybody, just get everybody in here. Jacob's gonna be here.
So
this guy,
my Facebook is being annoying. So guys, listen. If you're watching on X Boomin, Caden's page, Blaine's page, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that share button. Tag your friends. That's gonna be amazing. Listen, do not forget. Once we hit 50 viewers, we're going to start giveaways. And once we hit 100, we're giving away a full spool of... Oh, hold on. It's so heavy. I got to get 2 arms down here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
The girth.
All the girth, baby. All the girth, baby. We're giving away a full spool of LibertyBaseShop.com 1/0 wire once we hit 100 viewers. So you guys got to make sure you hit that share button. Tag all your friends. It's going to be an amazing
sharing now. Shout out to Ray.
Hey, thank you.
Ray's a real one.
You. So, boys, what have you been up to this week?
Well, other than trying to get this darn Facebook to work.
All right. Well, you figure that out. I think it's time that we point out the belated birthday boy here. I'd like to congratulate you on becoming part of Team Control Pressure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shout out. That's huge.
Boy.
X Boomin going to be showing up. Some shows near you.
The youngest member now on the team, by the way. The youngest member.
That's you.
Oh, yeah.
Huge stuff happening there.
I took Blaine's place for that.
Blaine
was youngest member. Now I took it, so he can't compete.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I feel like the oldest lately. I think it's my diet is why my joints and stuff are hurting. But
I can get you on no more Diet Coke for that one.
That's not gonna happen.
It's actually showing that I'm not live on my personal Facebook.
I see it.
Yeah, but on my viewer count up here, it's telling me that I'm not live.
Interesting.
What a shame. Oh boy.
On the worst.
Right, everybody just go to my page then.
Yes, we gotta love it when we have issues.
Well.
Okay. All right, I'm done worrying about it. It's technical issues. We'll keep this going.
Off, Jace.
Okay, guys, listen. I know that we've had a lot of requests for this guest, and I'm super excited to be able to have them on. Blaine was so generous to reach out to get it fired up, get this thing started, and I'm just going to tell you right now. That I am excited for this. We've got a lot of great questions. If you guys do have questions, please leave them in the comment section. We will get to them as best as we can. But without further ado, the one and only mastermind behind Sundown Audio, Blaine might pass out from all the excitement here.
He's got to calm down here.
What's going on, buddy?
There he is.
How's it going?
At live.
Well, I'm enjoying the technical difficulties here, but other than that, we're doing good. Goodness, I'm trying to still figure it out here. So, Mr. Jacob, you've been a busy man. Okay, it seems like since you have stepped down from running day-to-day operations and have just went to designing subwoofers, you have been a madman and coming out with some crazy stuff.
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to open it up to you. What is one project right now that you are the most excited to be working on?
Let's see. Oh, man, there's so many. But as far as immediately, that's going to be released really soon, probably ZV7.
Okay.
It's definitely the most linear motor that we've ever made. So that's pretty exciting. I can segue into Daryl Cheston's question, what's the difference between ZV6 and ZV7? So I can go ahead and answer that. So as you can see, the ZV7 motor is larger. It is 265 millimeter diameter versus 240 for the ZV6. And instead of a 3-inch 8-layer flat coil, it has a 3.3-inch 4-layer round wire coil with the proprietary winding type that I will not reveal the secrets of. And instead of being approximately 80 millimeters long as the ZV6 is, the coil is 95 millimeters long, giving us a full 42 millimeters one-way stroke by 70% BL. Additionally to that, it has a more linear inductance curve than any other subwoofer we've ever made. You can see in this picture here around the top of the pole, that is another shorting ring that wraps around the whole pole extension. And when we're modeling that, we found that it made the BL flatter and also linearized the inductance. Plus, you can see the new cooling cap there, which we have a provisional patent on. So there's a new airflow system going on in there as well. And then the motor force factor is approximately 50% higher than a ZV6.
So the one thing that I've really enjoyed about the ZV7s, I believe the N series has this as well, and I think you guys are also doing it on the X's, but paying homage to that NSV3 look with the slots going into the top part of the magnet. I love that a lot. Especially somebody that when I got started, the NSV3 was like the powerhouse of the subwoofer game at the time. It's cool to see some cosmetic designs still showing up today. It's exciting.
Yeah, that was like a whole throwback cosmetic era for this generation. I thought it would be pretty cool to have like all three of them kind of have a matching cosmetic theme.
So that's a good question for you. Let's start back at the NSV3.
Sure.
Because
iconic sub.
Very iconic. How long did that take you to design, and kind of what was your thought processes going into that sub?
So it actually took me a while because I don't know if you guys remember this, but the first run of NSV3s had multiple gap options with a sleeve system that I came up with. There was actually two different steel pole sleeves and 2 different aluminum pole sleeves, depending on which coil you're going to use and how tight you wanted your gap to be. And then on the outside, I actually had 5 different outer diameter sleeves. And I was expecting that to be a lot more popular than it was. But most people ended up getting the stock gap, which was 74.5 pole, 85.2 top plate. And so then by the second run, I just made it standard. But that was pretty cool. And I actually put a lot of time into that. Yes, Maya, I see you. Mine's got baby chickens over here. But I was going from the NSV2 and in my Jeep, I was doing lots of testing. And, it was leading me towards, more and more motor force as far as SPL. Yes, but so that was
we have a baby chicken.
My thought process at the time was like maximize the amount of motor force I get with at the time a 250 millimeter magnet, which was one of the biggest available at that time.
God, get back on my neck. Insane.
So
stream crashed.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. My goodness, we have a big guest on today. and now we're having issues. I love this.
Oh man.
Okay, hey, I think I got it working now though.
It happens.
It's now working. Hold on. If you guys are
there we go. We're live again.
Yeah, and then as far as the cosmetics of the NSV3, the way that came about is I was trying to shave as much material away as I could to try to reduce the weight down from how massive it was. So in those cosmetics,
how heavy was that?
Oh man, I don't really remember, but it was quite heavy, but nowhere near as heavy as a ZV7.
The ZV7 is substantially bigger, and like substantially, like what, 20-pound difference almost?
Yeah, something like that.
And the SDDNs are only what, 98?
Yeah, I think there's about 16 pounds more on the ZV7 than the SDDN. Yes, I see. We have a parrot now.
Oh, now we have a parrot.
Holy.
I'm thinking we switch gears here and talk about fun stuff.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Go on inside.
Well, it is National Daughter Day, right?
Well,
is it really?
Yes, it is.
Oh, snap. We got to get Letty in here now. Oh, snap.
So, I do see Josh Daly said, how similar is the SDDN and ZV7? So that's a pretty good question. So the SDDN was really designed specifically for Stephen Duncan because he had NSV3s and he was like having some issues, and I basically analyzed the issues that he was having, the enclosure that he had, which is a 6th order, and I was like, well, how can I make this better in a similar package? And that's kind of how that came to be. And given that Stephen has a 6th order bandpass, those enclosures tend to gain almost unlimited as far as adding motor force. So I made the motor force as high as I possibly could. Going to the ZV7, the motor force is not as high as an SDDN because it doesn't have a Neo cap, but it has a bigger coil and more linear stroke.
Ooh, to get the wind.
To get the wind. And now I know that there was a lot of people, and of course the internet is all knowing. We all know this, okay? Anytime you see somebody on Facebook say something, it's probably true, so go with it. But one of the, I know, but one of the famous comments was, the SDDN stink because he keeps blowing them. Well, we were talking about this off stream, but the new addition to the carbon cones. Those are a very big deal. And to my knowledge, we haven't lost a single carbon cone in that build yet. And
not a cone at all. No, he had one neck joint failure with a carbon cone, and that was because we didn't have all the final parts yet.
My point exactly. And so while we're talking about those carbon cones, explain to me. Look at this. Oh,
yeah.
All right, well, let's have
carbon cone real quick that I was privileged enough to have the Neo Pro 12 V4.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, Blaine. Tell me a little bit about it. Why you got it up there? Because that's pretty exciting. I know Jacob's pretty high on these things.
Because it's loud. That's why, because it's loud.
Very loud and very clean, too.
We're going to have 8 of these.
All right, go inside.
I'm going to have to bring Letty in here. She'll bring our horse in.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a good one. So, Blaine, you have the very first Neo Pro 12s in the country, correct? You were the first guy?
Out in the wild, the first production run, yes, sir.
So are you ever going to sell them? That's $1 million question.
No.
Always going to keep a hoarder. I'm just asking. I just didn't know if you're going to be like a hoarder with them or what's the deal?
Yeah, these kind of have a little special meaning to me. I don't know. It's just, how could you? No, I'm keeping these. These are mine. It's an honor. It's a privilege, to be the first person with this. That's crazy to think. 7, 8 years ago, I was just putting together like a JL W7 on a Rockford BD 1000. Thinking, all right, this is cool. And then I drank some Kool-Aid one day, and it's been Sundown ever since. You know what I mean?
Some might say, well, we won't go there. We don't want to get the comment section. We don't want to get the comment section too riled up just yet, Blaine.
Oh, get them going.
So listen, before we keep diving into this, we've already hit the 60 viewer mark already. Like it was nothing. We got the screen fixed, so we're good to go. We're cooking with gas now. So we've already done a giveaway. So if you guys can for us, hit that like button and share it. We're going to Caden start running the wheel. The first giveaway, we're going to do some merch. and some decals and stuff like that. And then we are only what are we at? 40 viewers right now from giving away a full spool wire. So all you guys have got to do is hit that like button, share the stream, tag your mother, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, whoever you got to tag. Let's get them up there because we got an exciting stream for us in store and a lot of great questions.
I have a question that's probably been on a lot of people's minds, and quite frankly, it's on mine. How come you personally don't have a system, Jacob? You personally, you're not going to shows, I figure you would have,
I've been talking about building something, and when I started the company, I brought my Jeep to like every show, and that's how I built the brand, proving it in the lanes. And then we had our company demo van for a while, and then I just got too busy. But I've been talking about building something again, maybe a Jeep again, something with I kind of want to do 4 Inhumans. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, I'm gonna pivot because the Inhumans have always been on my mind since you posted about it. Actually, shoot, I don't know if I'm that fast. I should have had that ready to go. I have pictures of Blaine fisting the coil at Sundown, and let me tell you what, that was
those words, Jace.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get us demonetized. He was putting his fist through the coil like so, okay, and that thing is massive.
Yes, sir.
Huge. And so, what is the ETA on this freaking thing? I know that you got to do everything right and take your time on it, but do we have an idea?
If I had to guess, it'll be in the first quarter next year. I'm about to build I already built one. There was a mock-up with existing parts that I heavily modified. But I recently posted that I got the actual cone. I got the actual dust cap. I got the actual spider riser, and actual triple joint ring. And so now I have to build up an actual unit using those parts and, beat the crap out of it and see what happens. Now, the cool thing about the Inhuman is, most people think big sub like that has to have a lot of power, right? Not really. The Inhuman has twice as much motor force as an SDDN, and it has nowhere near twice as much moving mass. So it's actually per watt probably going to be more efficient than even the SDDN.
Really?
Well, it's your lucky day. I happen to have a donor car for you.
Well, hey, back off, bud. Back off. I've got a
15s out, a nice baffle for that 32-incher, and we'll call it good. I already got the amps and everything in there for you.
I am eager to see. It's one of those things, and I know there's going to be guys that are going to come out and do like Frank and Wolfers with this thing and make 32-inch subs with it. I'm excited to finally see a big woofer of that diameter really do something crazy. We've seen, who is it, Incriminator that has a 24?
They have a 24.
They have a 24, and what was the other company that did the 32?
V2 has one.
Yeah, and they're cool. Do not get me wrong, but I haven't seen one that made me go, "Oh snap!" Like that's what I expected it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm kind of excited to see people do that with the Inhuman.
Yeah, I'm still debating if we're actually going to make the 32, but I know some people are asking because it's just not a volume seller, and if I wanted to do it right, I would have to tool my own cone and surround. Ooh. And I don't know that we could sell enough of them and pay for that tooling.
You'd have to sell a good bit of them, and at that point, is it even worth it?
Yeah, but definitely the 18s. That most of them are going to just be 18s.
I've talked about if I were to switch out the subs of my Liberty, it would be to 4 Inhumans because I do think that'd be cool. And then the running joke for us was 14 of those Inhumans and the Patriot, but we always laughed. It's like, how do you mount a subwoofer that weighs that much? Like. Especially with all that moving mass, at some point, you're asking for trouble. But
you hire Memphis. That's
dude, Memphis picking that sub up was insane. Can you pull that up for us real quick so everybody can see it? I'm sure a lot of our audience has already seen it, but
I see people are asking why I don't do 15s. The hole in the bottom of the basket is not big enough for the coil.
Ooh,
there's your answer.
There's your answer right there.
Size does matter.
Size doesn't matter. I'll cheers to that one.
I had a series of questions I can answer real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about UV3. That is what I'm going to be developing in my Jeep. That'll probably be 12 to 18 month development cycle. Somebody asked if I'm going to have an SA10 version 3. The answer is yes. Production has already started on the 10s and 12s in the SAV3. And then somebody asked what cigar that I have, and it is a Padron 1926 Maduro 40th anniversary.
Yep, and if anybody was asking me, I've got a 2024 Mountain Dew metal can straight from Walmart. It's pretty nice. Cheers to that one.
I see Kyle's in here too. Kyle says, when am I going to make the NTK? I'm working on it, Kyle.
The not today, Kyle. Huh?
Not today, Kyle. I love it. I love seeing that
Memphis picture.
When you find it, let me know. We'll pull it up. I'm going to segue into something else. So I had some people reach out to me and wanted me to ask some questions. And so my good buddy Robert sent me this question. Well, he sent me two of them. So we'll start with the SDDNs. So can the SDDNs be used properly in a fourth order bandpass enclosure? So that's the first question. We'll start
They can be. A lot of our customers have done that. I just, in particular, designed them to excel in a sixth order, not to say that they can't be used in other enclosures. We have had some people do the swap and they weren't completely satisfied. But also those people generally would want to order the softer spider as well,
Okay, so that was his follow-up. If so, would opting for black spiders be more beneficial in that enclosure?
Yeah, that's what I would do, yeah, if I was going to put them in the fourth order.
Okay, so that was his first question. And then second question was, when can we expect XV4s to start production, and how are they expected to improve over the XV3s?
Sure. So out of the new generation subs, the M's will probably come first. We started production on those like a month and a half ago.
Those are
massive. And then what I'm doing on XV4, I'm waiting until the XV3 inventory gets sufficiently low so that there'll be very little crossover in inventory, because it's hard to have two of the same models, on the market at the same time. So, but if I had to estimate when the XV4 will be ready, it'd probably be second quarter next year.
Dude, I'm just telling you right now, 2025 sounds like it's about to be awesome.
Yeah. And he did ask what the improvements are. So the improvement from XV3 to XV4 is a significantly bigger coil. This is a 87 millimeter long coil versus 80. And it's also a fatter coil with again, the proprietary round wiring type that I had mentioned that I'm using in the ZV7. And then has a little bit more motor force as well.
So it's just an overall going to be a more nastier low-end subwoofer that you're going to be able to crush lows with. I'm liking what I'm hearing.
And significantly more thermal power handling because, everybody has huge amps now.
Everybody's got a huge amp. That is an understatement.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, Blaine, go ahead.
I was just going to sit there and say, we're talking about like the NSV6 that came out, the Neo 4, the SDDN, the ZV7. At this point right now, those are like the pinnacle of car audio subwoofers. And we think, what improvements or what can come to fruition on top of these when these are already like top shelf? Where do you begin to figure out, how can I improve on these?
How do you beat yourself?
How do you beat yourself? Thank you, Caden, for putting it in layman's terms for me.
English, thank you.
It's certainly not easy, but something that I've mentioned before. Can you guys still hear me, or am I dropping out?
You're good. No, you're good.
Okay. So I'm usually when something's coming out, I'm usually have the next one or two models already planned out.
Oh my goodness!
But you can't just jump that far because each iteration requires simulation, sometimes new patents. So I have it all up here. Oh, Brian, my wife is going to go pick him up. So you're good.
Oh,
I love that.
Now from here, I think that I'm pretty maxed out on the current platform, the Mega V1 platform. Yeah, so I'm working on the Mega V2 platform, and that is how I'm going to go further. I designed the Mega V1 platform now 12 years ago, and it's still leading the game.
Wow.
So yeah.
Here's my next question I have for you. So I started audio when I was 16. So 2016 is when I got started. And I was on the very tail end of AGM batteries. I even ran excess power AGM batteries in my Jeep at the time, and that was the big thing. And then all of a sudden, C-Max, came out, and now there's this new technology for lithium, the whole 9 yards, and for me that changed the game completely because now I don't have to spend thousands of dollars in AGM batteries. I could spend $1,400 and I can get 20,000 watts, and that changes the game completely, at least in my eyes. And that happened within a 4 to 5 year window. That happened really fast. You've been in the game since 2006 developing subwoofers.
Yeah.
Where do you see audio going in the next 10 to 15 years? Seeming to be as how crazy all the things have changed already. Things have changed.
You're like
so
the go-to
fast.
guy for all these designs, all these, newer sub companies coming out. I'm pretty positive, that they've spoke with you and you've had some input on them, I mean? And
I even look at we have electric cars now coming out, and there's all these mandatories for the electric car scene, and there's so many unsettling questions that I have because it's like, I don't know where the future is going to go with audio. So I'd love to get your
that is a discussion, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think what's going to happen is that one of the trustworthy manufacturers, like somebody like Excess Power, is need to come out with a somewhat safe adapter to tap into that main battery, because a consumer has no business touching that battery.
Darn straight.
Under any situation, it will kill you.
Yes.
Very easily. Yeah. So it's going to have to be some sort of like professionally installed adapter.
Hey, can you go up to Kalana's question? There was a couple up here real quick. It was a good question.
Yeah.
So Jacob, is your phone? Is it this one right here? Boom.
Yep. Yeah.
Boom. Look at us go.
That's a good question, and that depends on the product. So if you're in the Sundown line, most of the Sundown line up to the U version 2 is what I like to call traditional suspension design, and that is the kind of subwoofer that tends to excel at higher frequency SPL. Now we can also build our bigger stuff that way, but that's not the main focus. But when you go into the mega platform, that stuff is designed for the massive low frequency extension. And there's kind of a misnomer out there. A lot of people think that those subs only do low frequencies and that's it. But the thing is they're actually flat. Like there's no distortion at all, and it's extremely flat. And people aren't used to that. So if you're used to a subwoofer that boosts 45 hertz and now all of a sudden it's not boosted, some people think, oh, well, the top end went away. Well, that's not really true. It's the distortion that's generating harmonics that was never even in the music that shouldn't be there is gone.
Yeah, and there's your answer.
Yeah. There are a couple questions coming through that we need to get to. I want to make sure everybody's questions gets answered.
Yes, this is great. Once again, thank you for answering.
Because we were talking about this last before we jumped on here. When was the last time you did a podcast?
It's been a while. I took a big break from podcasts for a while I was like settling into everything. But I think maybe the last one I did might have been Big Jeff.
That's been a hot minute. Yeah. So we've got some pretty cool opportunities here for you guys to ask questions directly and not have to wait for Facebook to bury your comments.
So I do owe a podcast to somebody else. I believe it was Bass Dad has been asking me. Yeah. So I have to get with him too, and because he's asked me a bunch of times, but it was during the time I wasn't doing any.
No, you're good. You'll get to him. He usually jumps on here every once in a while. So Blaine, we got a question from Paul here. Why is Blaine wearing that hat? Well, it's a good looking hat, Paul. I don't see the issue. Man.
Blaine's hat.
What's wrong? It's a Boston Bruins hat.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. And Blaine just got his hair cut and he looks awfully fine. Yeah, Blaine, don't worry about Paul. Don't you worry about Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, worry about yourself.
Okay, so I've got another question here.
Me in front of Jacob Paul. Nice.
And I don't know if I have another question. I still kind of want to talk about the future a little bit because it is interesting. So it kind of is nerve-wracking. I don't think electric vehicles are going to dominate the market in the next 15 years. I don't think that they'll overtake. I just don't think we're ready for that yet. But hypothetically speaking, if that were the case and we predominantly become electric car vehicles in every household, I don't feel that we're going to have 16-year-old kids going out there, tearing apart their vehicle to install a sound system. I don't think it will be realistic then. If I mean, it comes down to have to have a high dollar plug and play systems. Does that concern anybody in the audio industry? Especially in manufacturing.
Yeah. It's definitely a consideration. Now, the good news for the systems that most people have is that, like, for example, I have a Tesla myself. You can run about 2,000 watts on the 12 volt side, so that's your average system that your main consumer has. Now, the big massive systems, these guys are already doing crazy stuff, and I think that they're going to figure it out. Like, you've seen Loud Fiat guy.
Oh yeah.
He's already doing it. Of course, he did it himself, and I would not recommend somebody without his qualifications doing it as it stands.
Right.
But, somebody like him will eventually make some sort of adapter that is available to other people.
It is a really interesting thought process, and I am happy to hear that manufacturers are even thinking about this. I guess if you're a good manufacturer, you are thinking 10 to 15 years down the road.
Yeah.
Now, non-audio related, how long until you see electric vehicles taking over? Because I know you're a big proponent of Tesla and the electric car scene.
It's going to be a lot longer than a lot of people think, but the stuff is also a lot better than people that are, I would like to call, like, haters on electric cars think. Like, hell, I drove mine. I literally I bought my Tesla, drove it from the lot of the dealership to Alabama to see Nick Wright.
Really?
Like, had no idea what I was doing, but I still made it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
My problem is I don't have the patience at one of those charging stations, man. I'm out of there. I don't have the patience to sit there and wait.
I feel like
it's really not that bad. Like, a lot of times it's like, because you don't always drop the car to zero. Obviously you don't want to do that. In the general charging window that you use, if you're in a reasonable window, I mean, you'll be at that station for 15 to 20 minutes every 3 or 4 hours. And some of the longer charges might be like 30 minutes. Usually when I stop on a road trip, I'll actually bring my X3 and I'll like exercise while I'm charging, or I'll go get something to eat.
I feel like if you manage your stops and your chargings accordingly, you can make the most out of that downtime. So here's a great question that is popping up here. How do you feel about manufacturers copying your design? And it is an interesting thought. You've been around.
You know what I mean? Probably bills his butt, man.
So you guys are you guys old enough to have watched Ren and Stimpy?
Yes.
That's up Blaine's alley.
No, sir. No, sir. I don't like it.
It's crazy. But it's like the new thing. Every time I turn around, I see like something that I literally designed and drew by hand on paper popping up in someone else's subwoofer, and I'm like, really, guys?
So how do you manage that? Obviously, you're communicating with build houses. You are spending the time to R&D something. Is there any way to fix that? I mean, I know that there are legal things that you could do, but I mean, gosh, that would be really frustrating.
I get as many patents as I can, but a lot of the stuff in this is not necessarily patentable, even if it's like my own original idea. There's not enough novelty there to necessarily patent a lot of these things, but it's like very clear, like, this is my thing. I've seen cutaways of other motors, and I'm like, yep, that's the pole piece that I drew. There it is.
Oh, dude, that would be frustrating. That would be very frustrating. So here's the thing that I have a hard time. It's a comment that I see a lot on Facebook, and it just kind of gets me riled up a little bit. Is this brand copied this brand, or this brand copied this brand? And when you look at it, they might be referring to the most recent one I've seen is with baskets. And the baskets darn near look identical. You got the basket come up here on top, and there might be a little cutout here. Well, on this sub, it just might be a little bigger, or it might be a little smaller. And they said, oh, well, this company copied off of this company. And it's like, I don't know if you guys understand this, but there's typically a catalog that's involved, and you kind of go through and you pick. Clearly, that company before that company didn't R&D their own design. That is the thing that gets me the most.
Joe said it perfect. That's what happens when you're the leader in the industry. They're going to copy. They know what's going to sell. You know, it's already done for them. You know. And then when you're if you dive that deep into the audio world, you know, then you know what type of company and products that you're buying. You know, just knock off stuff.
Yep. Extremo.
That's true. I had posted this in one of my posts about my SA12 where. Oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you. Yep.
I've actually spoken to build houses in person that say that they literally just take my stuff and add it to their catalog.
Really?
You know, they've admitted that to me, and I'm like, really, guys?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, dude, this is a great Jacob saying. So hold on.
That's one of the reasons that
we lost you there.
That's one of the reasons why what?
That's one of the reasons I have such a fast development cycle a lot of times, because like I'm trying to stay ahead of everybody that's imitating me.
You got to stay ahead of that curve, buddy.
It sounds like a horrible game to play.
That's why it has to. Everything's pretty quick, you know. Before
you got to stay ahead of the curveball.
It seems like you're playing tag with yourself.
Yeah,
like tag your it and I run away.
Luckily, like for example, the Nightshade version 6, I have a pretty solid patent on that motor design. You know, some people might be able to imitate the appearance on the outside, but not the function. Some of my next generation magnetic circuits, I have one I'm calling Silver Devil that has a patent pending. I have my own flat BL technology, which I talked about in the back room to you guys coming. That is patent pending. I have the venting system on the ZV7, which has a provisional patent. The venting system on the NSV6 has a provisional patent. The Mega Platform version 2, all of those baskets are going to be patented. Now, if somebody wants to imitate that basket, they're going to have to at least pony up and make their own tooling that's as close as they can get without infringing on my patent.
True.
You got one lock
it down, buddy. I love hearing this. So I'm going to answer 2 questions here real quick. So Extremo, all questions can come from YouTube and Facebook. We know that we have an audience on both platforms, so you can comment on either one, and we will get to your question if we can. Jacob put China subs with crazy looking person down there. Not necessarily bad products. No. And I think that's a common misconception.
The difference. There's a difference between.
I think that could be a misconception, though. He's saying that not all China products are bad, and I'm agreeing with him.
I could agree.
You know, and this is an interesting topic that I actually thought about making a post about. So there's a huge difference between making a subwoofer that actually performs well in terms of nonlinear distortion and like longevity and like all the little things that really make subwoofer. There's a huge difference between doing that and making a subwoofer that just doesn't break. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of the times in this community, if a subwoofer just doesn't break, they're like, "Oh, this subwoofer is awesome." I was like, "Well, yeah, I could make subwoofers that just don't break. They're not going to be very good necessarily, you know." I'm not going to mention any names, but there are some products out there. It's like, yeah, you're not going to break this subwoofer, but it's 3 decibels quieter than one from us. So yeah, you can throw double the power on it, but for no reason.
Oh, feel free to say names. You know, this is feel free.
So now I have a question for you. And when you say that their sub is built better, you know, the smaller details other than it's just not going to break, are those things that you're going to be able to hear when you actually put it into an R application, but more in like a daily driver application?
Absolutely. Like if you look at like the how low the distortion is on like, you know, a Sundown like X, and you get a comparable woofer from another brand, if you listen to them back to back, and if you actually had an ear for distortion, like say that you were a recording studio engineer, you would immediately be like, holy shit, this one sounds like what I recorded and this one doesn't.
Wow.
Really?
That's crazy.
Well, that's a great thing. That's knowledgeable. Most people want a non-breakable subwoofer. You actually don't. You want a subwoofer that works, that still can break, but sounds better.
You know, and to segue a little bit into, like you said, you can hear the distortion. You can do. What made you get into the electronics part, the engineering of it? You know, because obviously you need an ear for it. What piqued your interest?
So what got me into car audio is actually Brandon that works for me sold me my first system. We used to work together at a car dealership.
No kidding.
Yeah, he sold me my first system, and he was my first employee. And then I just thought it was cool. And, I'm kind of a guy that if I like something, I like to learn everything there is to know about it. So then I just started reading. That's just what I do. And from that point, I just got more into it. I got in the forums. And back in the day in the forums, like there used to be a lot more knowledgeable people out there. Like Dan Wiggins, who's basically my mentor in this, used to be on the forums, and he used to make posts and he used to explain technical things to people. I read all of that. In college, I had it all printed out. I had like a little Dan Wiggins encyclopedia, and eventually when I was in college, I met Dan Wiggins. And at that time, I think there's a lot of people that don't know this. Nick Lemons at Stereo Integrity was my roommate, and he had already started Stereo Integrity when we were in college. Oh. And so we went to a stereo event in Tennessee, and we met Dan Wiggins, we met Nick Wright. That's the first time I met Scotty.
My goodness, you met a bunch of powerhouses at your first at the first show you go to in Tennessee. Jiminy Christmas!
What a great show to go to.
Yeah, right.
No kidding.
Big names right there. We had Nick Wright of Incriminator Audio, Nick Lemons, like you said, Stereo Integrity. That's crazy.
My goodness.
And there was another Nick there who worked for FI for a while. Nick Morgan, he was there, and he worked for FI for a while back in the forum days.
Really?
Wow.
And David Moore was there. David Moore was there.
Oh my goodness!
But you got to admit now, though, Jacob, those forums and stuff were very informative. But you have Facebook now. Everybody's the pro. Everybody.
I want to bang.
And they know. Come on.
I want to bang.
Come on.
I mean.
Yeah, and the problem that I have with social media is that there's there's very little informational permanence. So like I can make this big technical awesome post, and then 3 weeks later, it's like it never happened.
Welcome to modern day news.
Yes.
It gets dumped down the memory hole so fast. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's toxic.
I try to do my best to make like these things, and I like to explain things, and then I've gotten pretty good at searching my own profile now to just like link people to my post that I made.
I do think that there needs to be a forum. We need to bring a forum back, but it's got to be more modern. Something to reinvigorate, because the forum days were better. I mean, there was some crap going on back in the forum days as well. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't perfect, but it's a lot better than what this is. I mean, Today is how you can make a really broad post, and somebody can make it feel like it's about them. You know what I mean? It's just,
absolutely.
It's crazy, dude. So I will say it's funny from when you got into audio and how you got started versus how, like, say me and Caden got into audio. It's only 10 or 15 years. Well, what you said, 2006?
Yeah.
So what is that to 2016? That's
I was in business for 10 years at that point.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy crap. That's crazy to even think about. So 8-9 years, and that's how crazy times have changed.
Yeah. I was when I started Sundown, I was 23 years old, and I was working at a warehouse packing boxes of car keys and house keys.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know my story, and this is the cool thing about when JP came up in this, like social media was already a thing, and so everybody knows his story. But a lot of people don't know my story. My story played out on the forums, and like that information is dead. Nobody knows that stuff.
You're not a superstar now because of it. Dang it.
Yeah.
So I need to keep
to the party.
I need to keep talking about this fish farm that I was involved with. I started Liberty Base when I was doing the fish farm. I'm just gonna. I gotta every stream will just make a subtle mark to it.
Well, people like that story. They like to feel like they know you and they're your friend, and they might be, But people like that, like to feel that connection.
Well, I also like it's a more genuine. Like so many people, and there are people out here that are like this, and if they are, good for them. They got dealt a better hand than some of us. But some people are, gifted with a silver spoon in their mouth, and they get things a lot easier. So when you hear somebody, packaging boxes of keys and stuff like that, and on their spare time are developing a company that's now worth a lot and is successful, and everybody wants to run that product. That's a feel-good story. That's real inspiration for people. When we had JP on, I told him that when I was 16, I was in my criminal justice class, and I was on his website, and I actually want to bring this up to him because now on my own website, I can see like abandoned carts and like what people have left in checkout. And so I can remember, yeah, listen, I know this, I haven't told anybody this out loud yet, but as I've gone back and thought about what I was doing, I used to go in and put like 40 ZV5s, 15s at the time because I was my dream son. And that cart was racked up to 100,000. So I wonder how many times JP goes, what is this guy doing on my website? Like, because I know he saw it. But anyways, but when I was watching him do that stuff, it's like, wow, that is inspiring, and I would like to do that. And that's what got me to do my own YouTube channel. And then that grew into, hey, I'm going to sell my own. So when people hear your story, while it is a feel-good story, it really is inspirational to people that want to do what you're doing right now.
Right. And, you know, I'm a little different than some of the other guys that have come up in cardio because, like, it was never my goal when I started the business to like be the biggest company. I just felt that like I could make better stuff, you know, and I just wanted to make better stuff.
I like that attitude.
It just so happened that a lot of people liked it and then it started selling, but that's just my philosophy. Like when I'm making my next subwoofer, okay, thanks Maya. When I'm making my next subwoofer design, like the number one thing that I'm thinking about is how can I make this better? I'm not necessarily thinking like, how can I sell the most of these possible? You know, it just so happens that making a better product often leads to sales.
And that is 100% true. People want to buy a good product at the end of the day. People want. Thank you.
And you know what? And and to add to that, Jace, I think a lot of that comes to with, you know, systematic, having control of Sundown now to where you kind of like handed the reins over, and now you can just focus more like with the family on R&D. And we can expect a whole lot more because you're not as business related flooded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, I'm not like necessarily the best business guy ever, you know, like that was never really my goal with the company. Just wanted to make better stuff. And like, honestly, I never planned or expected for the company to get as big as it is. It just happened naturally.
That's a beautiful thing. I like that.
That is a good thing. And you have an awesome team behind you, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very awesome.
We have Brian, Brandon, you know, you said, is there some people that you just want to give some love to real quick?
Everybody, you know, like Brandon was my first employee. Then I hired my cousin Thomas. Then I hired my mom. My mom's still there. Thomas is still there. Brandon is still there. I believe it was Brian. It was either Brian or Derek next. They were around the same time. And Brian is actually Donnie's high school friend.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Crazy.
And so I knew him from back then. And then Derek, you know, I met him in the competitions. And let's see, where did we go from there? And then we got Mike Jenkins sometime after that. And Mike was another guy that I met at the competitions. Later on, we got Derek's brother, Robbie. He works for us as well. We eventually got Donnie, you know, got my wife works there, you know, so it's just everybody came together. And also, I don't know if you guys ever spoke to Christina at the office, but Christina was the first friend that I made when I moved to North Carolina when I was 14.
No kidding.
Really?
Cool.
You know, the coolest part of that is he's able to name and locate where his employees were hired, how they were hired, and where he hired them from. Most businesses could never do that. That's the coolest part.
Well, my mom.
Let's see, we got a couple more. I've got Paula and Giovanni. They're brother and sister, and they're my wife's family.
Yeah, Giovanni. I follow him on TikTok.
Yep. And then I got Jerry. He's like my unofficial cousin if you check my Facebook profile. And then we have a couple of guys that I didn't really know, but they've you know really become a part of the. I already said Christina. I know you love her. We have Trevor in the back, and he's been with us for a couple of years. He was just a guy we hired, but you know we really like having him there.
Billy.
And we have Billy in the office now. You're right. We have Billy.
Yeah, Billy gives me gummies.
He sure does.
Billy's good.
Billy just got ratted out. He's giving sweets in the office.
If you guys ever need anybody to sweep up or anything, you just let me know.
Jimmy's not really a public figure, but I rode the bus with Jimmy in like middle school and high school.
Dude, this is awesome. I said it at the beginning of this. When you went into the Sundown and you get a tour and you start realizing how family oriented it is an amazing thing to see. It really needs to be talked about more how family oriented Sundown is. I really think
it's like Sundown's family tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me mention. I forgot to mention Dave. I don't want to forget Dave either.
Oh, Mr. Lieb, yeah.
Yeah, don't you forget Dave.
He was rebuilding subs in Florida, and like he started buying a bunch of like blown stuff from me, and we developed a friendship and stuff through that, and eventually he came to work for us.
Really?
That's cool.
And Miriam, she does some custom one-off subs too, which I think is super cool. Having the wife there building subs, that's awesome.
I do want to say that you're going to get me in trouble. My mom just sent me a text and asked me when I was going to employ her, and I told her I hope she enjoys teaching at the elementary school. It's going to be a minute, Mama. But I love that. I really do love that. So Derek, okay, here's a good question. Where is Derek, and when are we going to see some cool YouTube videos? I don't know if you've got any.
I was going to ask you about keeping up with your YouTube videos. I know you were doing a little stint with it, and then kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would really like to see him come back and do his videos. I know he's been busy with a lot of things, but I'd love it. I'd love it if he got his Sundown official back running.
That was one of the first YouTube channels I watched before I got into audio.
What's that, Project SPO?
Yep. You're watching it and learning, and you're like, huh, how do you do that? And then you just keep learning.
Bro, my favorite's when he put the watermelon. Was it a watermelon?
I remember the cash. He threw cash in there.
Yeah, I remember he did the cash. I feel like there was a watermelon.
And then, off the EXO video when he gave him a burp. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that.
So, can we expect any kind of new amplifiers coming out anytime soon?
Yeah.
Do you have anything going on there?
I do. There's quite a few things. There's one thing that I can't talk about yet.
Oh man,
not even. Just
We're working on something specifically for our brick and mortar dealers. I'll say that much.
Wow.
And then we have the SAV4. I'm working on the 5K for that. Ooh. And then we do have, we've been developing for probably about 1.5 or 2 years now. No, longer. The next generation Korean stuff. And I'm probably going to call it Salt V2. Although some people in the organization want to call it, something different because Salt was Sundown Audio low voltage technology. And that was at the tail end of AGMs. And I was trying to get power at 12 volts, but now we're in a new era of lithium, as you said, Jace. And so I need to get a little bit more high voltage stability, but the next gen Korean stuff, I can say a little bit about it. They're all going to be smaller. And we're doing something with the heatsink that's never been done before.
Maybe it'll be maybe a little bit.
Not stack boards, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to open up some customization options, and it's going to really, really drop the temperatures pretty dramatically.
I want to know if we're going to see 18-volt stable amplifiers. Some that gets stupid. Now, I know that most lithiums don't go that high. I get that. But I see so many people... Yeah. And it's crazy because I'm getting emails about it now, which is kind of a cool thing. Is, hey, what amplifier do you recommend? I'm riding right now at 16.5 volts. And I'm like, shee-mini. Like, that's more than I would ever recommend anybody running. But yeah. I feel like it's just going to keep pushing the limits of that higher end voltage.
Yeah.
And so with these new Korean amps be able to take that kind of
we did that back in the day, like the old SA. The old SAZ stuff would run to 19 volts, and the original SAZ 1500D would run 20 volts, although I didn't recommend it.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just such a niche market, and you end up losing so much power at the lower voltage. Yeah.
Right.
So you lose so much power at the lower voltage, it doesn't make a lot of sense to make that sacrifice for the 1% of people that want the 18 volt. But with the next gen Koreans, like I'm trying to set that to like 16.2 or so.
Okay, that's good.
Wow,
that's still a great number.
One of my favorites was the SCV, iconic. Those things.
The surfboards.
Nah, man, the NS1 and NS2s.
Yeah,
those were baller when I was getting started.
I don't know. Can you really say a bad one? People gave a lot of grief to the SFB, and 95% of that was because of user error. Trying to wire down those full bridge amps like super low, and then they call that. Well, I they called those SFB lines trash. All right, I've had SFB 504s for like 4 years now, and I haven't had one problem with it because you just have to know how to use them.
A lot of the the ones that were installed by our authorized retailers, that have talent installers, very few of those ever came back.
Right.
Really?
That speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Ninja says he loves me. Thank you, Ninja.
That's hard. Ninja doesn't love a whole bunch.
So I got 2 more comments in here, and then I know we're kind of getting close to our time here. Let me scroll up here and find it real quick. Actually, I have 3 questions. Hold on, I got to burn through these real quick. Let's burn through these next 2 here, okay? So, the one is not audio related, but it might be a fun one. How did you start making whiskey? Let me start that one.
Ooh.
That is a good question.
So that's interesting. That's another friend scenario. Excuse me. So one of my old team guys from back in the day, Raymond Farmer, is my partner in that business, and he was like a DB drag champion alongside Terry Brox and some of those guys in street class. And then he got out of SPL for a while, but I kept talking to him because we're pretty good friends. And then at a certain point in 2018, he came to me with the idea because I'm a fan of good whiskey and things like that. And he wanted a partner to get into him with his business, but he wanted somebody that he could trust, and we had a good relationship, and that's how that happened.
Wow. Interesting. Nice. What year do you think you started doing that?
So Ray is he's like the what's that?
Sorry, we're losing connection here a little bit. What year did you roughly start doing that?
Is my connection breaking?
A little bit, but you're good.
It's not too bad. It's just it's very sporadic.
No.
Okay, 2018 is when the distillery was founded.
Nice.
Okay, cool. And then there was one more question here I wanted to get to before I get to Chaz's, because Chaz's was a loaded question. Let's see here. Where was it at? We got only demos in the house. What's going on?
Actually, Jacob Arthur asked, how does one obtain the Fuller Reserve? Is it for sale to the public yet, or?
If you contact Raymond Farmer, he will probably be able to set you up.
There it is, people.
There you know. Well, I'm unable to find it, so I'm going to get to this other question. So Chaz wants me to ask, what do you mean by saying you have 4 different size coil links for the upcoming ZV7s? I assume this is for the SPO guys, and when do you guys?
So that's.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's just it's a very minor thing. I might have should have explained it a little more thoroughly. So it's literally just the height of the former above the winding. But the specific reason for that on the ZV7 is I made a new former cap that has little wings on it with little holes in it to expand the glue surface area. And so what we want the former to be the exact right height, beds itself completely in that top glue joint so that there's no chance whatsoever for that former cap to come off. They very rarely come off now because we have a special glue that we had made for it that's really high temperature. But some of our guys, I'm not going to mention any names, cough Stephen Duncan, they always push the envelope to a level that's unbelievable, and I'll have another one too that was the same when Daniel Powell had the Nightshade version 4s. I remember he actually melted my first plastic former caps.
Yeah, wow. Baby. Woo!
Wow.
My God.
Yeah, and those were 250 C. And those are 250 C plastic, and the new plastic ones are 400 C. So I think we probably solved that even with the plastic. I'm using the metal on the nightshades because of the way that that venting is on the nightshades. It's very ridiculously high pressure. But I think for a lot of applications, the plastic is a little lighter, and that's why I went with that on the ZV7.
Yeah, it would just send.
Wow.
It would just.
So now the follow up to that question, just because I want to make sure this question is fully answered here. Between if true, hopefully. Okay, so will these be marked as such? That way, it's not a pain to deal with when buying ZV7s on the used market. So with these different links and stuff like that, is that going to affect the subwoofer on the resale market? Do people need to look out for that when buying ZV7s?
No.
Okay.
No, that just has to do with us building it and making the parts fit. Has like the winding itself is the same, so no concern to the end user.
Okay, good, perfect. So that is, I thought that was a really interesting question that I personally didn't think about. So and then I think I'm out of questions. Unless somebody else has got any. Blaine, do you have anything else you'd like to throw in, or Caden?
Yeah, no. I just can't wait to I get back down to North Carolina and get to headquarters. You know,
but, I mean, I have a very genuine question.
I got a couple more things I can throw out here. A couple people ask about NSV7.
Oh, we're losing you again. Hold on. Okay, now try again.
My connection is getting spotty.
Yep, you're good now. I got you.
Right,
can you hear us now? Yep, you're there now.
Someone asked about NSV7.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. So NSV7, I'm working on that. It's still going to be a bit. NSV6 is going to be the highest volume production nightshade ever. So we do have quite a few more of those we're going to make. But when I go to V7, it's going to look very similar. But I'm going to do what I typically do with the new generation and boost motor force and power handling.
Ooh. Nice. Okay. Well, that'll get people on their toes.
And to be honest with you, sorry, Jace. I like the fin, the cooling fins like you have on JPs. I think adding those, because those inverted are so beautiful, so beautiful.
Yeah, the fin style that I use on JPs is what I was originally going to do on the NSV6. But it was incredibly difficult to manufacture that. So then we ended up going with the flat plates that we ended up producing.
Gotcha. You would almost think like there'd be machine slots that you could slide those into and Allen ran them on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were so thin, like there really wasn't any way for a mechanical fasten. So it's like they did slide in, but they were like kind of glued. And like I just didn't really trust that, Yeah. So like we went with the plating and everything's all bolted, because you look at our guys and like Chop is my guy for this. Like his motors are like what 450 degrees.
Chop doesn't play games.
No.
Yeah.
I got one more here. How do you feel about the Dream Sickles and the technology behind them?
I don't want to comment too much on that. That's their own product, and I don't really have anything to do with it.
Okay. Perfect. And then Tony said, I need some SPL NSV5.8s. I love the tiny subwoofer guys that like to do really wild things on a smaller platform.
Yeah. Colton.
I mean, it is kind of wild in my opinion. It is.
I will be doing a Nightshade 8.
My goodness.
Let's go.
Could you imagine?
Blaine's got ideas.
No.
What about Mr. 6.5? We can't forget about Mr. 6.5.
Doesn't he have I've seen something, I don't know if it's real, but he has like Z8 prototypes, which aren't true, but
speaking of smaller subs,
he has a smaller sub prototype.
I know, but that kind of brings us into the W surround.
Yes.
How can we
hang on one second? I'm going to try to fix my connection.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm going to try to go through my phone because my home internet is terrible.
We're going to have the interweb. See, Blaine just asked the hard question about the W surround. Jacob all of a sudden has internet.
He bailed.
Yeah, he's out of here.
You can see the I want to bang post now.
Yeah.
Blaine asked the most difficult question ever asked.
Fuller exposed 4K.
Fuller exposed. Fraud.
There's no excuses.
Well, listen, right now is a time
Can you hear me?
Yeah, right now is a time for a shameless plug. Guys, if you didn't know this already, if you love your Sundown Audio products and you want to buy it from a trusted, authorized online dealer, you can get them at libertybasedshop.com. It's scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now, libertybasedshop.com for all of your Sundown Audio needs.
And use code Blaine to save.
Use X Boomin'. We know the better code.
It's easier to spell than X Boomin'. Who knows what X Boomin' is? We all know what Blaine is.
Oh, okay.
All right. So can you guys hear me again? I think it's working now.
You actually sound really good. We should have did this earlier.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my home internet. It's like really spotty. I can't get anything very good out here. But anyway, the W surround. So as I was telling you guys in the back, I'm doing some experimentation with a new manufacturing technique for when I tool the official cones for ZV7. And if that manufacturing technique works for that surround, that's going to open up the possibility of doing full production mega Ws and fast surrounds. Now, I have been able to make very small Ws like the SD4 and the U6.5, but when it gets bigger than that, I just can't get it manufactured with the technology that's generally available. And so, like I said, I'm experimenting with a different technology in manufacturing those surrounds. And I'm really excited about both of them. You know, both of them allow me to get the same performance in the center of excursion, that really flat thing that I want for the low distortion, but then I can control the point where it tightens up. You know, exactly in a way that you can't do with a single roll.
Interesting.
When you posted I believe it may have been like a CAD design or something like that of the W surround fully, the excursion was maxed out on it, and my mind just went racing with how much of a game changer that could potentially be.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, accordion, you know.
When I go to the mega platform version 2, I don't think it's actually going to be possible to maximize the potential of that frame with a single roll. You know,
really?
I don't think a single roll is stable enough. So my mega platform version 2, the biggest size is going to be a 19, and it's going to have 8 inches of peak-to-peak mechanical travel limits.
Wow.
Okay, we got the man himself, RP. Yeah, last question. Last question, because I know we got to get you out of here. We could talk for hours, and we might have to bring you back on in the future.
Sure.
So RP is an amazing guy, loudest guy in the world right now, rocking Sundown product, and it is amazing. I had a great opportunity to talk to him at Slamology while some of his friends were getting demos of Caden's car, which is the Scion. And we were sitting there and we were talking, and I asked him, I said, you know, what is your end goal with audio? How loud do you want to get? And he threw out an insane number. and I don't know if that number is public or not, so I'll just keep it private unless he says it on here. And I said, what is holding you back? You know, is it the subwoofers? And he looks at me and he goes, dude, these subwoofers can get us to these numbers that we want. And when he said that to me, my mouth kind of dropped. It's like, we keep seeing Jacob and all these other companies continue to make improvements, but really Sundown leading this charge with this improvement. And it seems like innovation is endless. But yet this guy is sitting here saying, nope, it's good right now. I can set numbers that everyone says are impossible.
There it is. He said it right there. 188.8. Yeah.
And he said the number's possible with the equipment that we have available. It just comes into how efficient we can become with our box design and everything else. And when I heard that, it blew my mind. It was a really cool thing to hear, and it's exciting because I feel like once these new innovations do come out, I think that number is going to be easier to achieve.
Yeah. Let me throw a little tidbit out here about Mega Platform version 2. We're gonna be able to run 5-inch coils all the way down to the 11.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And I dropped a little tidbit behind the scenes, which I'll drop out here as well. My one of my patent pending motor technologies is the one that I'm calling Silver Devil. I will be able to make SPL burp subwoofers with a 5-inch coil.
Wow.
You heard it here first, people.
The game changer has been
only with Sundown. Only with Sundown.
Thank you, RP. I appreciate you, buddy.
Dude, that is
dude.
I'm speechless.
You can hear it now. New number, new world record set with 5-inch coil burp sub. I mean, that is.
I'm actually kind of like, I don't know what to say right now because that is like pretty insane to think about.
Well, I'm trying to picture it. Yeah.
You know, and the reason that it hasn't really been done yet is that you just don't have enough additional motor force to compensate for all that mass with current technology. But with my Silver Devil technology, I should be able to produce a subwoofer under 100 pounds with over double the motor force of the Inhuman.
Oh my God.
And then to break it down, the Inhuman is double an STDN's motor force. And then you're going to double the Inhuman's Holy.
Robert said, I've never been so excited to be able to brag about 5 inches. That is getting thrown out there. Beautiful comment, Robert. Well said.
Well,
dude, that is
Easter egg right there, people. Look what we have to look forward
You
to.
guys asked me how I thought I could make things better, and that's a little sneak preview.
Okay, so I know what tomorrow's blog post is going to be about.
Yep.
There's going to be so many 5-inch pun jokes. It's going to be pathetic. You know what I mean?
Throws money. That's a great comment.
I love it. Jacob, that is exciting, man. And I hope that you're able to keep this excitement for many, many years. I know that someday you've got to retire. I know that day when it comes, it'll be a very depressing day in the audio community. What, Blaine, I don't have it pulled up, damn it. And
it's going to be a while, man. It's going to be a while before I go anywhere.
Well, I have a song that we play when anything sad happens, and
you're going to do it in front of me. And
no, I don't have it pulled up.
No,
I don't have it pulled up. I don't have it pulled up. Okay, so Jacob, one of the things we do, it's kind of our. I got to find it real quick.
They bought.
What about shallow?
Right.
We have it's a picture of Blaine. Blaine was stung by a bee. Long story short, he was stung by a bee. Sends us a picture of him in the hospital, and he's all sad. And I think he was late to the live stream or something like that. So I put "In the Arms of an Angel," the song, overlaid to this image. And it's been a running joke. So anytime something sad happens or anything like that, we play "In the Arms of an Angel." So
and it's sad thinking that someday you're going to retire. So this is perfect. Right?
It's going to be a while, man. Good. I think that I'm pretty sure that I have about 10 years worth of stuff on my brain as of right now. So
wow.
I think it can go. I think it can go farther than that because I probably haven't thought of everything yet.
Okay, so Sundown being around, and I know we got to get off it here. But Sundown 10 years down the road, okay, will you be able to leave that company with a file folder, an envelope, whatever you want, of designs for even future, so that there's only going to be one Jacob Fuller. Okay, there's going to be one brain, and surely there will be provisions made. Somebody else gets brought on to continue the legacy of Sundown. But will you be able to leave your touch for those years to come, even when you're gone from the company?
I would hope so. And I don't know that it would be possible for me to completely disconnect because I don't know how many of you guys have heard the story, but when I invented the Nightshade version 4, it was I literally had a dream about it.
Wow,
and then I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I had
this is it. Wow. That is amazing.
So this is just rolling around up here all the time, And I feel like it would drive me crazy if I couldn't see the thing be produced.
Right. Wow. I love that.
Anytime you need a protege, just let me know.
No, and even if I do other projects, I might do some projects for pro sound, actual pro sound. Or I have some ideas for Bluetooth speakers, stuff out, but I'll still be doing Sundown.
Good.
Really
good. That's what we want as a consumer, as somebody, as an avid Sundown guy. That's what we want. Just keep putting it out there, keep making us loud, because nothing's more fun than going to shows, hanging out with bass heads. It just boils down. I just love Sundown, and just keep doing what you do.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Listen, thank you for coming on the live stream. We greatly appreciate it. I hope that we can get you scheduled maybe in the next couple months for maybe early next year once we got some cool subs coming and hitting the pipeline, that we can bring you back on and talk about all the exciting stuff.
Definitely.
Great.
Definitely.
Well, listen, thank you so much, my friend. We're going to wrap this up. We'll get you out of here. You're a busy man. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching the stream and making this exciting for Jacob to come on here. We appreciate all the awesome questions. And Jacob, thank you so much, buddy.
See you guys.
All righty, buddy. Until next time. Well,
boys, is he gone? Hold on.
We're still live. Oh, look at him. Blaine, we're still live. Blaine, we're still live. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Look at him go.
Dude, I've never seen somebody struggle to take a tie off so much.
What? Don't you take... Whoa! What?
Whoa!
You're bald. What? Oh, my goodness. I feel like I've been lied to this whole time.
Whew.
Oh, hold on. What is Blaine doing? I think Blaine was dressed up for...
Oh,
look at that. Look at that.
Come on,
baby.
Where's the merch?
He was dressed up.
Court's over, boys. Woo! How was that for a stream?
Dude, Blaine, you look good. You look good, Blaine.
I can't get my arm out. I'm locked.
Dude, that color looks great. I wonder where you could find that shirt at.
I don't know, but listen, it wasn't a clip-on tie. Come on, clip-on ties are for losers. This is a zipper tie.
Paul just said with 3 different comments. First one's G, second one's A, last one's Y.
You fill in the rest.
Yo.
Blaine was dressed like he was in a custody battle and needed child support.
I got to talk with Jacob. There's no restraining orders. There's no contacts. So things went well.
Blaine has like this thing on his wall when he walks in his bedroom. He's like, meet Jacob Fuller. Check. Now his life is done. You don't need any more out of it. He's good. He's did everything he wanted.
No, see you later.
Some people dream.
I made all that happen in sweatpants, by the way.
I mean, some people dream about climbing, Mount Everest or, getting a 188.8. Blaine just wanted to meet Fuller.
Dude, Blaine was dressed to impress, and then he takes it off after the interview is over and is repping a Liberty Base shirt. I love that, man. That is fantastic. So I gotta find this right here. So the custody battle one was funny. Question here: Do we know when STDs are shipping out? Well, if you buy from LibertyBaseShop.com,
they'll be out.
It's about a 2-week wait time, maybe longer, maybe faster. But all the orders that we've had come through since pre-orders ended has come out pretty fast. So we've already had STDs shipped out. I know some people have had to wait longer, but I do know that if you get through us, we make the phone calls and we make sure that stuff gets taken care of. So keep that in mind if you're looking to buy your STD and subwoofers. Or if you guys are interested, you don't want to go to the website, you want to talk to somebody before ordering them, you can always send me a private message and we can get you squared away as well and make some deals happen.
I got a question.
What?
Hold on.
Oh, go for it.
Oh my God.
End of this week, V2 Platinum V215 should be out. They should be in at Resilient Sounds by the 30th. Then once they get them out, I can start getting everything shipped out, taken care of. So very soon. I
ordered through you guys. That's love.
I got 2 things to say.
My guy, you should have shipped out. Then if you've already got it, you should be shipped out. I will check and get you tracking information updated tomorrow if I haven't already. I know that we were having and again, I apologize to anybody if you were on the website here recently. We were having an issue with the checkout process. Cards weren't reading and stuff like that. Had a lot of hiccups with that, but we got it fixed. So I've been kind of running around. And we had a funeral this week too. So that was a little crazy. But if I didn't get your tracking information, I will update that tomorrow. Blaine, you had a question, buddy. Gosh, you look good in that shirt. Goodness.
I'm just blown away. I just had to dry heave real quick. I'm at a loss of words right now.
Can we talk about 5-inch coils for a minute?
On a burp sub with double the motor force of an Inhuman?
You guys heard that here first, by the way.
That is pretty cool.
We're putting a patent on that statement from here.
Dude, crazy. I've got my blog. We'll have a blog post. If you guys missed out on this information, we'll go back and read it. I'm going to have a blog post of it up tomorrow. And then we'll have little clips of this broken down because that is insane. Yeah. That is game changer. You want to talk about lithium, AGM to lithium? Well, right there's your big switch up right there. That is incredible. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Can we all just take in what just happened? I know you guys are probably just watching hey, look at this stupid guy with a hat on, and we have a kid with neons, and Jace has the girl. We just had some super informative information given to us of some things. We need to run with it and can only imagine what's going to happen.
Oh boy, Robert is in here now, and he is saying, but Sundown boys have been saying 4-inch coils aren't efficient though. And I don't get
the 5-inch are, Robert.
You gotta step up your game, boy.
5-inch, yay.
Oh, jeez. What frequency? Whatever you want.
Robert.
And again, there's gonna. It would be interesting. I don't know if we could ever get this to happen. Blaine, I'd love to get your opinion on this. And guys, we got a couple more people. We got some people watching here, about 40 viewers. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Hey, by the way, we need to Caden, you get that wheel? What was going on with the giveaway? We had like 60 people in there.
Yeah, run that wheel. Did we get that?
I mean, I still can't know. I was listening to Fuller. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Shoot. You have one job, and that's to make a wheel, dude.
We'll get that wheel spin real quick for you guys still watching. So stick around here for the giveaway.
You know what, Blaine? You can make the wheel then. How about that?
Oh, we'll be here all day.
Blaine, you make the wheel.
You're responsible.
But Blaine, I want to get your opinion on this.
What's up, buddy?
Okay. This is so wild.
Yeah, Sundown's awesome.
No. It's wild. We've been talking about the days of our audio for weeks now.
Are you gonna let me kind of do a little freelance on it? Because last I read, the humidity wasn't the only sticky thing going on in Florida besides the hurricanes right now.
Give it to me. Talk to me all about that juicy. Come on, air it out, baby.
Should I chat? But listen, none of this. Well, it is facts. But how many times have we talked on this channel about keeping your head on a swivel and the company you keep?
Yep.
Because there was a handful of guys who unfortunately, who I think are like assets to the audio community. I'm gonna use the word duped about yeah, Stuart, you got it. You know, who just kind of got duped. And I would almost put my name on it as far as Log, Mike J, and Memphis. You know, the actions of Mike Bridge should not reflect those three gentlemen at all. All right. And that's my opinion. And I'm pretty confident I probably speak for these two gentlemen on the screen with me. You know, it was a super, super unfortunate event. When you're dealing with a sociopath, someone like that, who I believe they're going to do whatever they can to get what they can from you by any means necessary, whether it's rob Peter to pay Paul, you know. I saw the word addict behavior. Is that true? I don't know. I'm not going to pinpoint stuff. But what I can pinpoint is that he definitely put a black eye on the audio scene, because there was a lot of people who cared. He did a great sob story. A lot of people who sent in donations, whether it be
didn't we get a sob story?
Absolutely, sir. We sure did. You know, whether it was
I forgot about that,
or whether it was something material, you know, and there was people who got burnt, and I'm super sorry for those people. I don't really know if there's anything that can be done about that as far as justice wise. You know, you have your different types of justice, but you just watch the company you keep, man.
Well, I'd like to chime in here for a minute. And because we don't do BS, we don't deal with it. It's why we started this live stream. We wanted to do it This Week in Audio to talk about This Week in Audio. And there was a couple weeks where, I'll be super transparent with you guys.
Yeah.
We tiptoed around some situations because of fear of the repercussions that we might face in the comment sections.
Yes.
And it amazes me how, you know, people like us feel like we have to tiptoe on eggshells to talk about a conversation when really there is a right way to do business and a wrong way. And if we're not allowed to talk about doing it the right way, why should we be punished? And so the one thing I want to say about this whole situation is be careful who you trust and know who you're dealing with. There are some people that unfortunately can show, they can put off a really good act. They can sell you on a lot of fake dreams and aspirations, and then next thing you know, stab you in the back quicker than you can shake a stick. And it is heartbreaking and it's disgusting, and it is what gives our community a bad rap. We can deal with the goofy I just want to bang comments and stuff and just nonsense, right? Like, we can deal with that as a community. You get that in every community. It's when you start getting these more prominent figures that do have a social media following that really go out and do these sketchy things, and then it stains our community because it's a trickle-down effect. Everybody's talking about it now. Everybody's got their guard up. Blah. It's a mess. Right. So long story short, be careful who you trust. have those people that you got close that you can trust, keep them close because they're far and few between. And like these guys right here. I'm glad I've got them. We do this stream every week. I love them to death. I can count them for everything. It's a blessing that you kind of take for granted. It's just a shitty situation. Excuse my language. It's just an ugly situation, man. And it messed with good people too. Good people. And that's what really sets me off, dude. Memphis, I can call Memphis a good friend of mine. And dude, oh man, watching his live stream, I know he was holding back a little bit.
He was hurt, man.
But he was hurt, and that sucked.
Who wouldn't
dude.
be?
You know,
that's true.
Especially somebody you supported. And always remember that darkness always comes to light.
Because believe it or not, I was actually, I haven't even told these two this yet, but I might as well tell you guys why we do it. Now, as far as like the days of our audio, you know, I think it's funny, it's great. But I actually, you know, if I wasn't so associated with Liberty Base, I would love to have that show to where I could just be 100% honest, transparent, do my viewpoints. I know I'd probably get confronted at a show because I talked about somebody, but that somebody put themselves in that situation on Facebook, and it was that part of audio, you know, but that would bring a lot of negativity, I believe. And that's not what we want to promote here. You know what I mean? Will we bring up some situations like what happened this past week? Yes. But as far as focusing just on the negativity aspect of the audio community, I don't think that's very good because
there's a cash grab to be done there. There's no sugarcoating it. If we talked about drama every day, oh my goodness, our view count would double.
I could do that. Would you guys like to see me sit here and talk about the latest and throw out names and call people out? You know, and that would just kind of make you'd have to keep your damn nose clean because I'd sniff you out. You know what I mean?
The hound dog, baby. He's coming for you.
Hound dog.
I think it would be funny, but I think it would also bring confrontation and it would shine like a negative light into the audio community. Would it be entertaining as hell? I think so. Would I love to do it? Yes. but do I think it's good for all?
But listen, but look what we just figured out right here. Look what we just figured out here. We could have spent 2 hours talking about the drama and the ugly stuff, or we could spend an hour and 10-15 minutes talking about 5-inch coils.
Jacob Fuller
coming to Sundown Audio, okay? And that game stuff. And then we can spend 15-20 minutes talking about the crazy stuff that did happen in the audio community. I'd way rather do that because that 5-inch coil talk that we just did
is worth it.
That's game changer. That's what changes this.
So are you down with that, Jace?
You know, I am a huge proponent of actions speak louder than words. I live by that. And now Jacob Fuller has always lived by that motto. I think his products have always spoke for themselves. So I want to see them. I cannot wait for them. I'm excited about them. I think they'll be amazing for our community. I just want to see one first. The hype is real, though. The hype is real. Yeah. Just don't always talk about it. Be about it, and be like somebody like Jacob Fuller. You know, look up to that as an inspiration. Because, dude, if that comes out, this game just got turned up on side its head. 5-inch coils are kind of like a myth right now. Like, there's not very many subs out there that have been 5-inch coils, that have been productive, that have been efficient, that have set the internet on fire, blah, blah, blah.
I just can't even fathom what's in his head if he's sitting there already projecting.
But double the motor force and under 100 pounds. Is that Ferrite or Neo? I didn't ask that question.
It had to be Neo.
It had to be Neo, dude.
Well, I was
you
just
imagine
well, listen, I just thought that I didn't ask that question, and somebody might have thought what I thought, and I should have came up about it. So it is something I should have asked. We got Sparked Innovations in the house here.
Oh.
What about those Sparked Innovation subs coming up designed by Jacob? Well, listen, if you want something that's got class, if you want something that's got class, something that's got character, something that's not only new school, but it's got a touch of old school into it.
Subscribe to Mini Trucker 88 on YouTube.
Oh my goodness. Shameless plug. Then the Sparked Innovation subwoofers coming out designed by Jacob are going to be something that piques your interest. And I think that sub is going to do good, not only in our audio industry, which is like that 1% industry, but I also think that it's going to be able to hit that 99%. Those people that just want that 12 or 15 in their car and want to get loud or just get some bump in their car, because it's going to do just that.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe
got some good things going on over there.
If I'm not mistaken, 10, 12, 15. I know I wrote an article about them.
Yeah.
I know Sparked has got an article. Right. Actually, no, since I transferred to my new website, I don't believe that my article was transferred over. Oh, I need to go and look at that. I will, guys, if you're watching this, I'm going to go and double check my article and see if it switched over. And if it didn't, then I will correct that.
I'll upload a whole dissertation of what Jace is talking about later after.
Thanks, sweetheart. You're the best.
He'll call me to figure it out.
Yeah, well, Kane, we still got like a ton of blog posts we need to get on, dude.
I know.
We got to get on this. Probably Jacob made the new element for that 5-inch. The next Tony Stark, dude. That is Jacob Fuller, Tony Stark. He actually kind of looks like him a little bit.
Easy.
He's got the facial hair. He can pull that off.
Dude, yeah, I think you're a little bit in left field on that one, but it's all right.
Nah, timeout.
Hold on. Maybe I'm not the one who should be getting picked on right about now.
No,
in the arms of an angel.
You know what, guys? You know, you can bite me.
Hayden gets censored for singing Katie McLaughlin or whatever the hell it is.
I'm going to be peed off. I genuinely will be. I will be disappointed.
Thank you for not blasting me on that, too. You were about to. You were looking.
I was thinking about it.
I was thinking
about it. Kane, do we got this wheel ready to go?
Yeah, I've been ready for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, send that wheel.
13 people.
Bam.
Boom.
Actually, 70 entries.
Hey,
70 entries. 70? Thank you guys so much.
I have a feeling it's going to be a female who wins.
Oh. Josh
Daly.
Told you, female. I don't know her.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Well, Josh, we're going to hook you up with some awesome decals and stuff like that. Love you, brother.
The girth.
Thank you for supporting.
The
yeah. Thank you. Look at all those names. Pull that back up one more time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You guys don't mind. You guys like how I can't even find my glasses.
I just want to show this real quick. Thank you to every one of you guys who support this every week. I love you guys so much. None of this is possible without you guys.
You guys are the MVPs.
It is amazing. So calendar, we got to look at the calendar real quick, and then we're going to hop off here. Give you guys. So we're starting to do calendars, and we're scheduling people in advance. So it is exciting times here at Liberty Base. We're going to bring more exciting guests each and every week. Some you love them, some you might disagree with them. We're going to give you the platform to ask questions, and it's going to be an exciting time for Liberty Base.
All right, can I tell you guys next week's guest already?
Well, hold on. I want to double check real quick.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I got the right guest. Hold on. And if you guys want to be on the show and you're interested, send us a message. We'll see what we can make happen. So, yes, the second Wednesday, October 2nd is our next live stream. Blaine, give it to me, baby. Who do we got? You gonna tell anybody, Blaine? What are we gonna do here? I'm only gonna drum till I'm out of breath.
Huh?
Dude, there's no way you were zoned out that bad. Hold up.
Yeah, can we clip that? Can we clip that?
Blaine, you good? You there? Blaine.
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think so.
What's our next guest?
Tell you guys what just happened.
Well, tell me what just happened.
Nothing. I was trying to think, and I couldn't. Nothing happened. That really happened.
I'm scheduling a wellness check for Blaine after that one. Sheesh.
Yeah, we might have to end it on that one to go.
Dude, he heard 5 inches and he got really excited. Deep breath. Senior movement.
Now, is anybody in the chat? Does anybody want to see a special guest? Because listen, your guy right here, I'm not afraid to reach out. I like to do that. You know what I mean? It makes me feel good when I reach out and we get people on here.
Okay, but do you know who our next guest will be? You do know that, correct?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one of two people.
Okay, give it to me. Who do you think we got?
Okay, I'm gonna say either we have Kristen with JS Alternator.
Oh, good one coming up, but no, not next Wednesday. But yes, they are coming.
We're gonna have the man himself, Mr. Stephen Duncan.
Also in the works, but not next Wednesday.
I think I know who it is.
Give it to me, Kane. Who you got?
Does it start with a B?
Just say it, dude.
And it ends in a J.
Big Jeff.
We've got the one and
next
only.
week.
He's next week, October 2nd. So get your questions ready, boys. It'll be a fun interview. Obviously, a very big figurehead in the audio community, does a lot of sales, owns a very prominent audio company. So it'll be a very exciting live stream. I hope to see everybody there Wednesday, October 2nd. I just remembered that. I feel official now. I got a calendar.
Robert, I don't know, man. Make that happen, brother.
So you guys can be able to ask all your questions. It'll be exciting. And also all the names that Blaine and Caden threw out there are all guests that are planned in the future. But again, it's week by week when we make these announcements, just so nobody gets too excited and we have to cancel or do something crazy like that. But so next Wednesday is going to be awesome. Robert has just said that he wants Scott from FI. That is exciting. I think that if we could get Scott on here, it'd be a Christmas miracle. So we can see about that. We'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. That'd be really cool. And if you guys have any other suggestions on who you want on the live streams, send us a message. Send me a message, Caden a message, Blaine a message. We're open to anybody.
You know Syfe Morrison?
Syfe Morrison. I do not.
No.
Oh. Do you guys in the chat know who Syfe Morrison is? Please say yes.
Oh, loud grandpa. Yeah.
Listen a clue.
That would, you know what? I think, yes, he is. Robert knows who he is.
Are we going to get him on the live stream?
I think I could get him on a live stream, by the way. But you know what? I think it would be epic to have Munch Louder himself.
Munch Louder.
Pencil him in for like a 10-minute schedule and talk about his build.
Dude, we could do like a Kill Tony thing. Like they get.
You get 1 minute interview. Robert, we gotta bring Robert on as our special guest panelist.
Dude, he could be like Red Band.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, the Clueless.
You come up, you get 1 minute to prove yourself on your interview, and if it goes good, great. If not, get out of here.
If it goes good, you get 1 more minute.
It just keeps going. You just tell the audience. That would be funny. But Steve Mead would actually be pretty insane. We go make loud again. Yes.
Not Steve Mead, no. Trying to get a hold of that guy would be, but I think I can get a hold of Syfe Morrison.
Challenge accepted, Blaine. Challenge accepted.
You won't do it.
Have I let us down yet, boys?
Dude, I'm gonna reach out to Steve. I'll see if I can make that happen.
There you go, boys.
We've done Memphis. We've had Memphis on the stream before. What episode was that? Episode 32? Yeah, Kate. Yeah, 32. That's what I said.
Cooking.
Do
yourself a favor, act better podcast. I need to do better, boys. I apologize. But yeah, so next Wednesday.
Link up that way. That's going to happen.
Mike J.
Robert.
So next Wednesday, we've got a fun guest. I hope that everybody's excited and we've got good questions. It will be interesting. And then after that, I hope that we can have JS Alternators on. And there's some, amazing people there working at JS. They do a lot of amazing things. So just things to keep on your guys' radar for the next couple weeks, things to get excited about. Somebody put, Adam said, WTF, I missed it. Buddy, you're working on that senior citizen time. Where you been?
Did you miss?
He missed the whole stream, I think.
Oh, it was rice pudding night.
John Kent from Rogue Audio. That would actually be an interesting one, Ryan. I'm actually for that one. I don't think I've ever personally met John or talked to him. So just doing a straight up live interview would be really fun. It'd be very organic. I actually really like that idea. Steve Irby. Is it? It's not. It's Irby, right? Steve Irby is the owner of Kicker, correct?
I don't know. I just work here.
I think so. Yeah, I believe
really
so.
Matter. We had Jacob Fuller on, boys.
This guy.
You mean that
guy?
Jay Jones from dude. We are working on it. I've been messaging him about it. We have had our schedules are very different, so we are trying to make it happen. But Jay Jones on this live stream would be rowdy, full of energy. I promise you that if we did the Jay Jones one, it would be honestly incredible.
That's the one you flew out to Canada with, correct?
Yeah, I met them. So Jay Jones was owner of Car Audio Direct in Canada. He's very good friends with JP. I met him because of JP at the Sundown show. And what a great guy. I got nothing but amazing things to say about him. His energy in the audio scene in Canada is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
He's the man.
He's the man. I love his attitude and his energy. It's amazing. If we had a live stream with him, it would be fired up. It would be amazing.
We need him.
We need him. I'm working on it. I'm trying. He brought it back to life. I believe that 100%, man.
Oh, great. Wait, Carlos
is in here.
Carlos,
how are you, sir? Thank you for jumping in.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Carlos, when can we get you on the live streams, buddy? We do it every Wednesday night at 7. Well, right now it's 7:35 p.m. Eastern time. But we would love to have you on the podcast.
You in this podcast, yes.
If you're interested, send me a message, and I'd love to make that happen. So my dad said, so are we all going to Canada next year? Yes. Oh, for sure. We're all going. Scion, Patriot, they're going to be in Canada next year. And we're going to show them Canadians how to have a good time. It's going to be rowdy. Now we're bringing Crazy Train to World Finals in Alberta next weekend. Oh, my goodness.
Nice, Carlos. That's awesome, guys. Man, I'm still just like...
And we're going to make it happen. So, look, just like that, another amazing interview lined up. That'll be exciting. So, guys, listen, with that being said, Blaine's got a bedtime. We got to get him to bed. Caden's no longer 17, so he doesn't have a bedtime anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? As you know, when you're a kid, you've got a bedtime and you got a schedule and stuff like that. And then when you turn 18, you kind of be free. And then when you get older,
so when you get this this old.
When you get older, you kind of got to go back to wearing diapers, and you kind of regret.
You got to put hats on that have hair in it somehow. And
no, in all seriousness, no. I love you guys. Thank you so much for another amazing week. I hope you guys did enjoy it. It was an awesome guest. Next Wednesday, don't forget 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Liberty Base on YouTube. Jason L on Facebook, or on Facebook at Blaine Hastings on Facebook, and Mini Trucker 88 on YouTube.
69.
If you're on OnlyFans, Mini Trucker 69 is Blaine. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Damn it, Blaine.
Mini.
I'm trying to do a clean outro here, and you made me laugh like that. And you guys can find Caden on X Boomin on Facebook, and Caden on Facebook as well. Thank you guys again so much for another amazing week of This Week in Audio. Love you guys. Until next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
We had Jacob Fuller on.